Jamaicans are pissed that Haitians are coming to their country.
And the cleaner had to go to the United States Embassy and find out that them people are coming out with your country. The government lied to us. That is an act of treason and anti-Jamaican boldness. And the government must resign to their prison. The treason. Amen.
What could lead our leaders to sell out the dignity of a proud nation in this kind of a way? The only nations that them ask to accommodate this thing are the nations that them describe in a certain way that me can't even speak from the pulpit.
Questions are being raised about Jamaica's treatment of Haitian migrants following the government's agreement with the United States to accept third country nationals, or TCN's UK-based Jamaican barrister, Matondo Mukulu, says the situation appears contradictory. He noted that Haitian migrants who arrived in Jamaica months ago were reportedly turned away, while under the new U.S. agreement, migrants from other countries may be allowed to remain in Jamaica and even apply for asylum.
We got a lot of third world countries we can send them to. We're sending people to third nations all the time, every day, or then go back to Haiti, to their homeland. Who's better to fix the Haitian government than the nationalists of that government and go back to Manchain? So look, they're going to go home. Yeah. And the Supreme Court ruled TPS is over, so now they got to go home.
Well, they got to go home, and I mean, there's still millions of people that live in Haiti. I mean, you know, if it's not safe to live, how do people live there? This is part of the deal, and this is their country. And again, this has not been a safe, secure place. It's had gangs, it's had violence for decades now. I don't understand. And why do you think that Mike DeWine and John Kasich are making so much noise? It seems to me like there's some level of lobbying happening, where I think there's a lot of people that are making money off of having this cheap labor in this country. And I think they're shooting right over to people like Kasich and DeWine and saying, we don't want to lose all our home care workers. You got to keep these people here. Is that your estimation?
Well, look, you said exactly. It's about cheap labor, right? Look, thank God DeWine's not making this decision. These people who TPS has ended will be going home. And look, there's a legal way for healthcare workers to come to this country. It happens every day. We bring nurses and doctors from other countries, healthcare providers. There's a legal way to come into this country and do that work.
Jamaica has been deporting Haitian immigrants who arrived in Jamaica through irregular channels. But this time, the Jamaican government has signed a memorandum of understanding with the US government. And this agreement specifies that Jamaica will be receiving some immigrants who are deported from the US, including Haitian immigrants. And this has sparked anger among Jamaicans, asking their government, why would we accept people who are being rejected by the US? Why are we the one to host immigrants who are deported from the US? Why can't these people be sent back to their own countries? And they are asking their government whether there is anything beneficial to Jamaican citizens in this agreement. And that is the question that the Jamaican government has yet not answered. I want us to listen to these people, what they are saying, and we are coming back with deeper analysis. The video is for awareness and educational purpose. If you find it interesting, support us by clicking on the like button.
So they set up this third country transit program with many countries. Jamaica is one of the recent ones, right? So the U.S. is funding 100% of all costs. They are funding the food, housing, security, and transport, while the International Organization of Migration manage the daily logistics in Jamaica. There's a strict cap. Jamaica will only accept maximum of 25 people every 2 weeks. Each person can only stay in Jamaica for a maximum of 14 days before being flown to Haiti. 14 days, no longer than 14 days, or is it? Because, you know, these immigration lawyers are pretty crafty. They're pretty crafty. They find loopholes. So once the U.S. flies a Haitian national onto Jamaican soil, that person falls under Jamaica law. Under the international treaties, they could immediately apply for asylum in Jamaica. If they do, Jamaican courts can legally block the U.S. from putting them on a plane to Haiti, freezing the deportation process entirely. Is that what y'all don't want to happen, for them to find this loophole? But I find it hypocritical, because what happened to out of many comes one people? What happened to we all came over here on the same ship but just got off on different stops? Now that the ship is pulling up to your country, you don't want the Haitians to disembark. So it's not okay for the U.S. to enforce immigration policy, but it's okay for Jamaicans to say, we don't want them, even if it's temporary. Because maybe the loophole might not work. They just don't want the possibility of any of that happening. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section.
A group of around 40 Haitians, including men, women, children, and even a toddler, arrived in Portland early Sunday morning, landing on a beach in the Ross Craig area shortly after 6 a.m. In response, a formal asylum request was hand-delivered to the Ministry of National Security by international human rights lawyer Malene Alain, founder of Freedom Imaginaries. She's urging the Jamaican government to stop what she calls the unconstitutional denial of due process to Haitians. Alain believes that every person, regardless of how they arrive, deserves fair treatment under the law. This group is the latest in a wave of Haitian arrivals since 2023, with many already repatriated. Haiti has been in deep crisis, social, economic, and political, since the 2021 assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. And while these people may speak a different language, we must remember, we are all one people, connected by our shared humanity and the right to live in dignity and safety.
One thing them Jamaicans gonna do, they gonna deport them some Haitians. Yeah, this happens all the time. Haitians pull up to Portland, the Jamaicans catch them, then they deport them back to Haiti. They stay consistently sending them from Portland back to Haiti. This probably happened more than 12 times a year. And the Jamaicans went a step further. They said, if you see these Haitians wash upon our shores of Jamaica, they told the locals not to feed them because they could be armed and dangerous. But you don't see Haitians be like, oh, we're all brothers, man. We're all in the same boat. The government is against us. The government is against both of us. Right? And you know, last time I checked, isn't Jamaica a melanated country? Or is it the Chinese that runs it now? You know, they're all Caribbeans. I know some Haitians identify as Latinos, but they're all Caribbeans for the most part. But they never call out these Jamaicans. And they never call out Ghana. Ghana said to Black Americans, when you're Ghana, come home. Return back to Ghana. Where's a return back to Ghana for the Haitians, the African Haitians?
It's not our fault that y'all are getting deported back. It's not our fault. And for the motherfuckers that's getting here talking about some all Haitians need to be the best that they can be, yeah, be the best that you can be in Haiti. Don't come over here in America and think that y'all are as privileged as everybody else, because that's not the case. And my thing is this. Out of all that voodoo shit that y'all did back in the colonial days to defeat the white man, why aren't y'all using that same shit today in 2026? Y'all know damn well we got a racist president in office. Y'all know that man was coming for y'all ass the whole time. Why haven't y'all used the shit that y'all used back in the colonial period to defeat these people, or to do what y'all have to do to make go y'all way? But instead, y'all thought that y'all were better than foundation Black Americans, aka real Americans, right? Y'all sat up here and band y'all self together with the Africans, the Jamaicans, and you know, y'all thought y'all were better than foundation Black Americans. But y'all forgot that we are the very people that fought hard enough for y'all ass to be over here. Like they say, you never bite the hand that feeds you, because eventually you're gonna need them again. So it's not our duty as Black Americans to sit here and protest for y'all, get out in the streets, put our lives at risk because y'all didn't read a book and y'all didn't do what y'all had to do in the last 15 years when they gave y'all protective status. Y'all had 15 years to get your paperwork and your shit together. Y'all thought it was gonna be like this forever, and that's not the case. Y'all know how America operates. So at the end of the day, y'all cannot be mad at nobody but yourselves. Because let's be honest, and this is no diss to none of the Haitians. I love Haitian people. But aren't y'all the same people, quote unquote, that y'all got people out here so scared to mess with y'all or so scared to attack y'all because y'all was gonna put voodoo on everybody and this and that. Where the is that same energy when you dealing with the white man? Y'all so quick to bring that up against other black people in America, but when it comes to the white man, all of a sudden y'all got amnesia on y'all culture, on what y'all did back in y'all country. Because truth be told, I feel like y'all really believe that won't fly in America, which is not, because we already know what's gonna happen. But at the end of the day, like I said, y'all can't blame nobody but yourselves. So I mean, hey, at the end of the day, do what you gotta do.
One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. Haitians have been kicked out of Jamaica. What is going on? 28 Haitians, as you can see over here. The Jamaican Observer. 28 Haitians been kicked out of Jamaica and returned to Haiti, returned to sender. Now listen. We really need to talk about this. Why are Haitians being turned away from Jamaica, Barbados, Bahamas, TPSs up in the United States of America? They were not included in the African Union. See, I'm seeing something deeper here. I really want to know what's going on. Now, Black Americans, Indigenous American Indians in the United States of America. By the way, my name is Kenadaway, the 5th great grandson of Nat Turner, one of the greatest American freedom fighters of all time. What's going on with Haitians? I'm seeing a pattern here. It's almost like people are trying to tie Haitians to Black Americans and create some type of rivalry. You know how they try to create some type of rivalry with Whitney and Mariah, you know, Michael Jackson and Prince. You know, Dominicans were going at it with Puerto Ricans for a minute, but, you know, Dominicans go at it with Haitians. You know, it's like they try to make a match, like make a pair. But what I don't understand is why aren't they trying to make a pair with Haitians and Jamaicans or Haitians and Africans? You know, people always want to center Black Americans up in their business when it comes to immigration. And why aren't Black Americans advocating for people? And we shouldn't have to. But why don't they ever talk about the Caribbean? The Caribbean. Not standing up for other Caribbeans. That's what I don't get. Like, are you just going to let it go over your head that Jamaica just turned away Haitians? But all these leaders here in the United States of America, all these immigrants, all these Pan-Africans, all these Pan-Indigenous folk, all these humanitarians, all these Haitians will act like everything is kumbaya in the Caribbean. Please put these people on notice. Stop trying to tether onto Black Americans. Tether onto Jamaicans. Tether onto your next door neighbor, right? Keep tethering on the Dominicans. Stop trying to tether onto Black Americans and make it a big deal about how Black Americans are not advocating for Haitians. Like, I'm so tired of this narrative. Like, talk about other people. Talk about Jamaicans. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Haitians making videos about Jamaicans, Jamaica turning you guys away. And what's really going on? Why are you being turned away? What do you guys think? Why are Haitians being turned away everywhere in the world? I know Black Americans aren't being turned away everywhere in the world. They let us up in there. We get through easily. Anyway, that's it.
U.S. is going to deport some people from third countries and send them to Jamaica. That's the worst place they could send these people as immigrants, to Jamaica. You understand? Because Jamaicans are very bad and nasty when it comes to dealing with people who get deported to Jamaica. Now, if you take a look at people who are deported from Jamaica, who are Jamaicans, look at how their own family members treat them. Their own family members who they were feeding, sheltering, and buying clothes and support them. For years, they supported family members when they were whatever country they got deported from. You get what I'm saying? By sending money to Western Union, MoneyGram, Western Union, and all this other shit. Because they were living the life, they were making it. But as soon as they meet misfortune or did some bad and the government of that country caught them and sent them back to Jamaica, they're frowned upon. They're looked down on like dogs. Family members talk about these they call them deportees. Deported, why? That's how Jamaican people deal with people who get deported. They don't remember that the same people used to feed them, shelter them, clothe them, buy food for them. They don't remember that. You understand? They look down on them like dogs, like worse than dogs. Dogs is a respectful thing to how Jamaican people treat people who get deported. You dig? I've been watching this for years. Listen to me. Ask any person in Jamaica who is a Jamaican who has gotten deported to Jamaica how they've been treated by their family members, loved ones, and the likes. They treat them like you understand? That's how they are. Talk about them on the phone like dogs, like wild animals. That's how they do. Look down on them like beneath dirt, beneath shoe bottom. You get me? So I think that's a bad idea to begin with, right? It's a bad idea to send those people. They may have to file for asylum from Jamaica to go somewhere else. Because I'm telling you, Jamaicans, they're nasty with people who get deported. Even their own Jamaicans who were born and raised down there. Fed them for years, clothed them for years, sheltered them for years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jamaicans are like that, man. They're like that. They are that. That's what they do. You dig? Yeah. They don't remember the good times when people used to send them money to buy shit. You understand? Send them nice clothes, buy cars so they could ride around in, money for they do all types of bullshit. They don't remember the good times. The only thing they remember now is, oh, he got deported. And they start teasing them, jeering them. You understand? Look down on them. A lot of these people are deported, especially Jamaican locals. A lot of them could have been, rehabilitated and move on to live regular functioning lives back into the Jamaican society because that's their home. But because of the stereotype and the same Jamaican people tell them all the time, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, you're no good. That's why they sent you back to Jamaica. That's why you get deported. That's why you this. You're bad, you're bad. They keep telling them they're bad and they're no good until they become that. You know what I'm saying? They keep telling them that they're bad people. They're no good to society. They're this, they're that. Some of them could be rehabilitated and be very productive citizens. As a matter of fact, a lot of them aren't rehabilitated. But it's not at the will and it's not at the strength of the Jamaican people, because the Jamaican people, they talk down on these people like dogs. Like, I think this has a lot to do with jealousy. It's a lot of jealousy in it, believe me. There's high jealousy in it. I see it. Because I listen to it on TikTok, people talk about it, and I watch it, and I know people will experience it. It's jealousy. You understand? A lot of people were jealous that they didn't get the break. They didn't get the chance to go to different foreign countries. They're jealous. They probably thought they should have been the ones who got that opportunity. And since he or she messed it up, now that they got deported, I'm going to laugh at them. I'm going to tease them. I'm going to mock them. I'm going to jeer them. I'm going to talk about them like a You see? That's Jamaicans for you, okay? So don't be fooled by these Jamaican people. Don't be fooled by Jamaicans, okay? I know them. That's how they are. Okay? Peace.
The Jamaican government has signed a memorandum of understanding with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Under this deal, the Jamaican government agreed to receive 25 people who are deported from the U.S., and those people are from other countries other than Jamaica. And Jamaica will be receiving these people every 2 weeks. These are not Jamaican citizens who are being deported. They are third country nationals, meaning people the U.S. want to deport but can't send them to their own countries. And here is a kicker. These deportees won't be detained, but where they will actually be housed hasn't even been worked out yet. Now, when you dig into Jamaica's history with Haitian immigrants, this gets even more interesting. Jamaica has for years deported Haitians who arrived on its shores through irregular channels. So when this deal came out, the reactions from ordinary Jamaicans was, wait, we've been deporting Haitian immigrants for years, and now we are accepting the same Haitian immigrants that the US does not want to have in their country? That contradiction is what is actually fueling the anger of those Jamaicans that we've seen in that clip protesting. And the anger isn't just about optics. It is about how this deal came together. The full text of the memorandum hasn't been yet released by either government. And the Jamaican opposition has accused the Jamaican government of negotiating in secret, calling for the full agreement to be published and be reviewed by Parliament. In fact, the opposition specifically questioned whether the Parliament should have even been consulted before the memorandum was signed. That is a real problem, regardless of what side of the debate you are on. When a government signs something with this much impact on its national security and international standing without informing the own citizens, the citizens have the right to ask questions. Now, here's where it gets murky, and I want to be honest that this part is not informed. But I've been hearing from Jamaicans online saying that there might be something going on behind the doors. Maybe financial incentives tied to this agreement. The proposed agreement does mention that the US intends to review foreign assistance funds to support the initiative and plans to pay a qualified organization for services provided to the transferable individuals. So there is money on the table. Whether that is driving the decision is something that many people, especially many Jamaicans, are speculating about. Not something that anyone has proven. What Jamaicans are saying on the ground is simple. If the US does not want these immigrants, these Haitians, why are we the one to host them? Why are we the one to take them? Why not send them directly to their own countries? And there is another sharper point that is being made by these Jamaicans. They are asking a very, very good question. Why can't the US approach countries like the UK, Germany, France, Italy, asking them to host these immigrants? Why does the US always approach third world countries, countries that seems to be struggling? Why? Another thing that I've also realized is that Haitians are being denied access to other Caribbean islands. I've seen that Dominican Republic is putting too much effort in deporting these Haitian immigrants. The same thing as what is happening in the Bahamas. They're also making sure that they destroy all the informal settlements that were set up by Haitian immigrants in the Bahamas. So, your Haitians, you're being told by many of your neighbors to go back. I don't know the reason why this is happening, but just to give you a simple example, in the past few weeks, Dominican Republic has deported over 34,000 Haitians. Can you imagine? 34,000 Haitians were living in Dominican Republic. Now, y'all Haitians, don't get me wrong. I am not saying that I am supporting these actions of deporting your people back to Haiti. I know your country still has many problems to be fixed for people to live there. But again, I'm gonna ask you, why are all your neighbors sending you back to Haiti? What are y'all doing wrong in those islands? Jamaica is rejecting you. Dominican Republic is rejecting you. Bahamas, the same thing. Dominica, Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua, all of those islands, they're the people who should be welcoming you, while countries like the US, the UK are rejecting you. But what is sad is that they are also rejecting you. So I'm asking you guys, probably y'all from those mentioned countries, those mentioned islands, what did y'all see wrong with these Haitian brothers that's driving this effort in deporting them back to Haiti? I want to hear from you. I've been reading comments of some of y'all people saying that they should go home. And I really want to understand the reason why you are putting too much effort in making sure that these brothers and sisters go back to Haiti. Now, Black Americans have told me their own reasons. Now, I want to hear from those other people from Jamaica, from those other Caribbean islands. Now, that was it. Let me hear from your Black Americans, your Jamaicans, your Haitians. You all have had your own personal experiences. I really want to learn from you. And I've been reading some of your comments. They are really, really educating. And I'm thanking everybody who have taken time to write a comment down there. If you find this one interesting, click on the like button and subscribe for more interesting episodes. Mr. TA, your African brother, signing off. Ciao.